Welcome back to the channel Mr.Ram'S Tech Hub. Explore, learn, upgrade. In this video we are going to see data types in Python. Data types. What is data type? What type of data the variable is holding is known as what? Data type. Okay. It is classified into different types: numeric data types, sequences, mapping data type, and non-type. Okay, in this numeric data type it involves about the numerics like integers, floating, complex numbers, and Boolean values. Okay, integers means all the positive and negative numbers, and floating data type covers all the decimal values. Okay, complex data type is used to store the complex numbers, and Boolean values are just like a true and false. To show this true and false, we have to use this Boolean values, and true means 1, false means 0. This is about some numeric data types, and we have sequences as well. In the sequences, we have to store the collection of data elements. If you want to store the collection of elements, you have to use these sequences. Like a list, it is used to store the collection of different elements or similar data elements or different data elements. According to your requirements, we can store. Just like arrays, we are using this. In the C, Java, we have some arrays concept, right? But in Python, we are using this list as the arrays only. To store the data elements, we can use collection of data elements, we can use this list. It is enclosed within the square brackets. Okay, and whereas the tuple, it is also used to store the collection data types. And whereas here a list is a mutable, and whereas the tuple is a immutable. Means what is mutable? We can modify the data, and tuple we cannot modify the data. Okay, because tuple is a immutable. Modify means we can add, we can remove the elements. Okay, that is what. And what is set? Set is also collection data type. It is enclosed within the flower basis. And string, we have to store the sequence of characters. So writing within the quotations known as what? String. And we have the range method to print between the range of the values. And we have next one is what? Mapping data type. That is what? A dictionary. It is used to store the pair of values, key and a value. And finally we have non-type. Okay, this is what none we are using, declaring the variable, and we are not going to assign any value. For that purpose, we are going to use this non data type. Let us see some practical how this is going to implement. Okay, let's open the IDE. Let's see. I am just declaring that in1 equals to some 10. This 10 is what? It is a data, right? Some data is stored in this n1 is a variable and 10 is a data. So what type of data it is? If you want to know what type of data it is, we need to use a type method. Okay, type of variable name you have to write. It displays what type of data it is. Okay, it is what? Class int. Means the data type is what? It belongs to integer data type. Suppose n2 that is equals to some 12.456. Now it is storing the decimal values, right? So let us check what type of data it is. Just use a type of n2. It is going to display here the type class float, right? Let us see some complex data type also. What is complex? Complex numbers. It is having the real and imaginary part, right? So let us see. n3 equals to some 2 plus 3j. Means this 3j is holding the imaginary part, whereas this 2 is the real part and 3j is the imaginary part. J is nothing but it is holding about just under root of minus 1. Okay, j value is what? Under root of minus 1. And let's see type of this data, type of n3. See, it is a complex data type. Okay, it is used to store complex numbers, real and imaginary part. Clear? Like this, we just seen that, right? Integers, floats, and complexes. And also we have Boolean values, that is what? True and false. Okay, so let us see. Suppose I am taking just n equals to, I am just declaring as a true here. Okay, true is a keyword also, right? So let us see type of n. It displays what? Bool data type. Okay, it is used to store Boolean values. Okay, we have only two Boolean values are there. That is what? True and false. Okay, let us see with the false. Okay, in this T and F must be capital letters. Okay, these are the true and false are the keywords only. Okay, let us see type of this. Okay, type of n. Okay, this false is also comes under bool only. Clear about this? These are integers, floats, complex, bool. These are comes under numeric data types. Clear about it? Now let us see. I want to store the collection of elements. How can you store the collection of elements? Okay, suppose we have the list, right? So let us take a list 1 that is equals to use the square brackets. To store the collection of elements, we need to use the square brackets. In between, you can write what the value you want. Okay, you can see. Just check the type of list 1. It displays what? List, right? And if you want to print this, you can print like this directly. List 1. It's going to display, right? So it is to store the collection of values. We can use this collection data type. That is what a list. It is represented within the square brackets. Right, it is a mutable, means we can modify the data in this by using some methods. We will discuss these topics in the later classes. Okay, in this is what it is going to store, what different data elements we can store or similar data elements we can store. Okay, and it is a mutable, we can modify the data in the list, means we can add, we can remove the elements. Okay, same like that we have one more data type, that is what tuple. It is represented within the parenthesis symbol. Suppose t1 is a tuple. I'm just declaring with this in the parenthesis symbol. Let us see. I'm just storing some 12, 34.456 and some 56, whatever it is. Okay, what is the value you are storing? You can store different data elements. We can store. It is used to store different data types. Okay, different data elements we can store in this tuple. It is enclosed within the parenthesis symbol. But list is a mutable, right? But whereas the tuple is immutable, we cannot modify the data in the tuple. Okay, if you want to print, check the type of data tuple. You can check the type of tuple. Type of t1 is going to get the class tuple, right? Next we have sets, right? Set is also denoted with some s1 equals to. It is denoted with the flower basis. You can write any, you can store any data elements. Okay, so just take the type of s1, yes set, right? So it is also used to store the collection of elements, but it doesn't store the duplications. It only stores the unique values, and there is no proper order. If you print this, you can see here it's not going to print in the same order. But whereas if you print that list 1 and a tuple, print in the proper same order. Suppose list we already printed, right? It displays in the same order, and whereas tuple also it will print same order. Let's see. Tuple also prints in the same order, but whereas this set is going to display in the different order, so it is unordered list. So it is nothing but it is unordered list. It is also mutable only, we can able to modify the data in this set. Okay, but it is represented within the flower braces. Sets are represented within the flower braces. Those are stored only unique values. Duplication is not allowed in this, and it is a unordered list. Okay, clear about this? And we have in the sequences we have strings as well. What is string? String is a sequence of characters. It is used to store some different characters, words, sentences, whatever it is, within the quotations. If you want to define it as a string or a character, we can write within the quotation marks. Like suppose str1 equals to, okay, I'm defining this within the quotations, hello. Okay, suppose I'm checking this type of str1. Yeah, we got it, string. And if you want to write some multiple lines also, we can use the double triple quotes or single triple quotes. Suppose str1 equals to, okay, hello I'm using in one line and Python I'm using in the next line, but I'm closing and in the beginning and in the ending I'm using this double triple quotations. And you can see here, check the type of it, type of str1, still we getting string. Okay, if you print this, we'll get in the new line. Okay, slash n is what is the new line. Okay, like this we are going to use this double triple quotes or single triple quotes also we can able to utilize for writing the multiple lines. Or if you want to write in the single line, you can use the double quotes or single quotations. If you want to define a character, you can use, suppose str1 equals to k. If you check the type of this, you'll get the same showing. Okay, let's see. Type of str1. Okay, in this we have got the double T, we got it. So spell mistake is also, it is an error. It is not defined, right? Okay. Now let's see. Yes, class str. So like this, we can able to define the sequences. Clear about it? By using single quotations, we can define, and for creating, for storing the multiple lines, we can use here multi lines. If you want to use the multi lines, we can use this double triple quotes or single quotations. Okay, or single triple quotations. So we can see str1 equals to, suppose I am using single quotations, hello Python. Okay, still you can check this data type, we'll get this as a, okay, you can see, yes, same. Okay, for storing the multiple lines, we can use this single triple quotations or double triple quotations. For writing a single line, we can use the single quotations or double quotations. Clear about it? Now let's see about range. A range is also a data type. It is used to print the range of values between the start value and stop value, and also we have the incrementing value, that is what step value also. Okay, it is having some start value, stop value, and as well as a step value. By default, the start value will be 0 and the stop value will be, you can define that, and step value will be by default, you can use the 1. Okay, by default it will be 1, and if you want, you can change that incrementing value. Step value is nothing but incrementing the value. Okay, actually this range is going to use with the help of the looping for loop we'll use. Otherwise we can use just like, 1 will be the start value and 10 will be the stop value. Okay, means it will print from 1 to 10 between the range. Okay, and you can provide the step value also, incrementing value 1 or 2, whatever it is. So you cannot use this directly. Along with for loop or some other sequences, we can use this. Now for this output, I am just using here, I'm just giving some, storing some variable L1. Okay, L1 I'm storing 1 to, the range I'm providing here 1 to 10. Now if you print this L1, we'll get the same output, but I want the range between 1 to 10. Just you can use a list of L1. So this L1 will be printed in this list, means 1 to 10 it will be printed, 1 to 9 will be going to print in the list, you can say here. Okay, because 10 is the stop value, right? So 1 is the start value. From start value to stop value, it is keep on executing. This is a 1, 2, 3. Within the range of values, it is going to display. Okay, actually this is going to use in the, by using for loop we can use. Also to use it in the, create these elements within the collection data type also we can use, just like list tuple. Okay, now if you check this data type, okay, type of L1, okay, it is range, right? So like this we are going to use this range to print between the values. Okay, between the range of the values we can use this. This is about some sequences, and we have what, dictionaries, right? What is about these dictionaries? It's also mapping data type. It is having the key and value. It is used to store the pair of values. Okay, it is also represented within the flower braces only, right? Suppose d1 equals to, I'm storing within the flower braces. Okay, let us having some key value and colon and value we have to write, suppose 101 some ram, okay, comma some 102 colon some ravi. Like that we can store the keys and values. You can define any data type here. Suppose you can use the string also as the key value and separate it with the colon symbol, and then you can able to utilize some other, some 24. Okay, you can print this d1. It stores values, pair of values. It is a key value and a value. This is a key, 101 is a key and ram is a value. It's separated with the colon, and this one item is separated with the comma. Okay, like this it is going to store the pair of values. To store this pair of values, we are using dictionaries. Okay, Clear about it? So if you want to check this data type, you can check here type of D1. Got it at dictionary. Clear about this? And finally we have none type. So none type is used to store nothing. Okay, we are not going to store any value, just define the value we want that variable, but we are not going to store any value in that. Suppose n1 equals to none, we can use. So none is also a keyword, right? So it is used to store nothing. Okay, we are not going to store any value, but if in future if you want to use any value, okay, in future you may assign some values. At that time you can declare a variable like this. Okay, if you check this type of some n1, you can get here none type. If you print n1, it is displaying that nothing, it is not going to display anything, nothing is showing there. Okay, so like this we can able to see the data types here. Clear, I think. Stay tuned for the next videos. Okay, like, share, subscribe and comment below. Thank you. Keep learning.